It is now time for What's Hot, where we talk about the stories that have everybody talking.
Today we're joined by Tracy Johnson of Tempo, Milwaukee, plus Jeff Wagner is back. The news broke this weekend. Former Vice President Dick Cheney underwent a heart transplant at the age of 71. There are more than 3,000 people waiting for new hearts in America. So Cheney's surgery brings up the question that's been much debated. Should there be an age limit when it comes to the heart transplant list?
You know, this reminds me of the conversation we had when Mickey Mantle, the former great baseball player, got the liver transplant. And Mickey Mantle, while being younger, was a raging alcoholic. And it was the same sort of argument. It was, okay, do you have somebody who's, by intentional action has destroyed their liver, do they get one? See, I don't think the question is age. I don't think that should be the defining line. To me, it should be health. Are you in a situation where, because of your health, that there's a reasonable likelihood that you're going to be able to survive the transplant and continue to live? I'd look at health, forget age.
Well, and I don't know if you can even look at that as your absolute indicator. You look at people who drink and smoke and live to be 100 years old, and then you have the marathon runners that keel over at the age of 60. So I don't think you can set any sort of age limit on it. I mean, the fact of the matter is Dick Cheney waited in line for this heart transplant. He waited something like 2 years.
Actually longer than many people did, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, in the last interview I saw him, and he was not looking good.
Right.
He was very thin, very emaciated. He did not look healthy.
Right.
Well, and I think it's also easy for us to say, okay, there should be an age limit, but when it's your mom or your grandma or your daughter, the conversation takes a huge turn.
Right, you don't want to play God. Now, again, at the same time, that's why I go back to, I think health is a legitimate criteria. If you have somebody who is 85 years old and has an enormous number of other health problems, so that regardless of the heart transplant, their life expectancy is another 3 or 4 months. Well, I think that's a factor that you should take.
Yeah, I think you should. And they also look at, can you survive the surgery?
Exactly.
I mean, that's a huge factor as well.
Well, then what about the people who are younger and will get more use out of the organ? As far as I know, that's not part of the criteria.
No, it's not. And doctors say that if the operation is successful and so far so good, Cheney could expect to live maybe 10 years on this heart.
Right. Yeah, I don't think you want to play God and use the age limit. Again, it's health. Will you survive? What are your other medical conditions and things like that? But just to simply say, okay, 72 years old and beyond, no liver transplant, no health transplant, you can't do it.
It's definitely an emotional issue for a lot of people.
All right, still to come in What's Hot.